In today's class, we'll go ahead with the problems of ratios and proportions. So in the ratio 3:5, the first term 3 is antecedent, second term 5 is consequent. For A:B, inverse ratio is B:A. For 4:5, compound ratio of A:B and C:D is A/B into C/D. So now they give 3:5, for that they want triplicate. So for 3:5, welcome to the session, dear students. In today's class, we'll go ahead with the problems of ratios and proportions. See, one more questions. If 3:5 is a ratio, find the antecedent and consequent. Dear students, if they give A:B, in the ratio A:B, the first term A is what? Antecedent. A, we call it as antecedent, and B, the second term, we call it as consequent. This is a basic what you know. So therefore, in the ratio 3:5, in the ratio in 3:5, this is given problem. So the first term 3 is antecedent. 3 is what? Antecedent. And the second term 5 is consequent. 5 is consequent. So in the ratio 3:5, the first term 3 is antecedent, second term 5 is consequent. They want you to find antecedent and consequent, which you got. Next, we'll go to the next question. X gets a salary of rupees 20,000. Y gets a salary of rupees 5,000. Find the ratio of their salaries. All of you know ratio means what? It's a relation between two same kind of things. So now salaries. So now ratio of salaries. Salary of A, salary of X is to salary of, what do they want? Salary of X is to salary of Y. Salary of X they give 20,000 is to salary of Y they give 5,000. Now we'll divide these two. When you divide, you know A is to B can be written as A by B. That is 20 is to 20,000 is to means divided by 5,000. You can cancel 3 zeros and 3 zeros cancels. Further 20 by 5. 5 ones are 5. 5 ones are 5 fours are. 5 ones are 5 fours are. So 20,000 is to 5,000. 20,000 is to 5,000 becomes what? 20,000 is to 5,000 becomes 20 by 5. 5 ones are 5 fours are. So it will become 4 by 1. So ratio is what? 4:1. You want ratio of salary? Answer is what? 4:1. Here only you can divide. So 3 zeros you can cancel. And 5 ones are 5 is to 5 fours are 20. So answer is 4:1. This is more than sufficient. 20,000 divided by 5,000, if you do 4 by 1, you will get 4:1. 4:1 is the ratio of what? Salaries. Find the inverse ratio of 4:5. So all of you know, for A:B, inverse ratio is, for A:B, inverse ratio is reverse of it, B:A. For A:B, inverse ratio is B:A. For 4:5, inverse ratio is reverse of it. Inverse is 5:4. So answer is what? 5:4. They want inverse ratio. Inverse ratio is what? 5:4. You see, all of you know, for A:B, inverse is what? B:A. Means change antecedent to consequent and consequent to antecedent. For 4:5, inverse is reverse of it. 5:4. Find the compound ratio of 3:4 and 4:7. They want you to find compound ratio. So now compound ratio of A is to B and C is to D. A by B into C by D, or you can say AC is to BD, or it is better A by B. A is to B means A by B, product of C is to D. This is a compound ratio. Simple technique. Now, compound ratio of, they want you to find compound ratio of what? They want compound ratio of 3:4 and 4:7. This is the question. If you observe, they want compound ratio of 3:4 and 4:7. So that is 3:4 and 4:7 is 3 by 4 into 4 by 7. Take first ratio. First ratio is 3 by 4 into, take second ratio 4 by 7. So now 4 cancels. What is left out? 3 by 7 is left out. 3 by 7 can be written as 3:7. This is a compound ratio. So therefore, what is a compound ratio? Compound ratio of A is to B and C is to D is A by B into C by D. So here compound ratio of 3:4 and 4:7 is 3 by 4 into 4 by 7. So if I cancel, what is left out? 3 by 7. 3 by 7 can be written as 3:7. So I hope all of you got this. Next, find the duplicate ratio of 5:4. Find the duplicate ratio of 5:4. So now for A is to B, if I give A is to B, duplicate ratio is duplicate ratio. All of you know what is duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio is what? A square is to B square. So now they gave 5:4. So for they gave 5:4. Duplicate ratio they want. So duplicate ratio is duplicate ratio they want. So duplicate ratio is 5 square is to 4 square. This is duplicate. What is 5 square? 25. Is to what is 4 square? 16. So answer is 25 is to 16. This is the duplicate ratio. Then they want find the triplicate ratio of 3:5. So if you take for a ratio for A is to B, triplicate is, what is a triplicate? For A is to B, triplicate ratio is A cube is to B cube. So now they gave 3:5. For that they want triplicate. So for 3:5, for 3:5, they want you to find triplicate. So triplicate is 3 cube is to 5 cube. So 3 3s and 9 3s are 27 is to 5 cube means 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5s are 25. 5s are 125. So 27 is to 125. Therefore 27 is to 125 is the triplicate. This is the triplicate ratio. They want you to find triplicate. For A is to B, triplicate is A cube is to B cube. For 3:5, triplicate is 3 cube is to 5 cube. 3 cube is 3 into 3 into 3. 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. 5 cube is 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5s are 25 into 25 is 125. So we got triplicate for the given. So now we'll go to the next question, that is question 7. Find the sub-duplicate. They want you to find sub-duplicate of 9:49. See, for the ratio for A is to B, sub-duplicate they want, or if you know sub-duplicate is root A is to root B. So duplicate means A square is to B square, but they want sub-duplicate. Sub-duplicate of A is root A. For A is to B, sub-duplicate is root A is to root B. So they gave the value 9:49. So for given value for 9:49, they want you to find sub-duplicate. So sub-duplicate is root 9 is to root 49. All of you know what is root 9. What is root 9? 3. Is to what is root 49? 7. So 3:7. So therefore what is the answer? 3:7 is the sub-duplicate. What is sub-duplicate for A is to B? Root A is to root B. What is the sub-duplicate of 9:49? Root 9 is to root 49. Further, sub-triplicate. Find the sub-triplicate ratio of 125 is to 64. Now they want you to find sub-triplicate. So you know the format. For A is to B, sub-triplicate. Sub-triplicate is cube root of A is to cube root of B. So therefore, for the given ratio, what is the given ratio? They gave 125 is to 64 is given. So they wanted to find sub-triplicate. Sub-triplicate. What is the formula for sub-triplicate? Sub-triplicate is cube root of 125 is to cube root of 64. All of you know cube root means what? 125 power 1 by 3 is to 64 power. Cube root means what? Power 1 by 3. Now try to write this as power 3. All of you know 5 into 5, 25 into 5, 125. So 5 cube is 125. So in spite of 125, you can write what? 5 cube. So this I can write it as 5 cube. Whole, what we have? Whole power 1 by 3 is to 64 is there. So 1 cube if you try it is 1, 2 cube if you try, 2 2s are 4 2s are 8, 3 cube if you try, 3 3s are 9 3s are 27. Like that if you keep trying, 4 3 times if you multiply, 4 4s are 16 into 4, 64. So 4 cube is 64. So instead of 64 you can write 4 cube. So here instead of 64 I'll write 4 cube. Whole power I have 1 by 3. Now it is in the form a power m whole power n. All of you know law of indices. A power m whole power n in maths is what? A power m into n. So therefore you can multiply 3 into 1 by 3. So it will become 3 into 1 by 3, 3 3 cancels, 3 into 1 by 3, 3 3 cancels. We are left out with 5 is to 4. So therefore directly for this they want for 125 is to 64 sub-triplicate is, we got 5 is to 4. What is the answer? 5 is to 4. What is sub-triplicate? Cube root of A is to cube root of B. For a ratio A is to B, sub-triplicate is cube roots. And write 125 in terms of cube. You know 5 cube is 125. 64 can be written as 4 cube, 4 power 3. Next, find the value of x. So 5 is to 20 is equal to 3 is to x. Now we need to what? Find x. Here we need to find x. Our task is to find the unknown, that is x. So dear students, they gave a ratio. Whatever is given, we'll write it. They have given 5 is to 20 is equal to 3 is to x. So now 5 is to 20 can be written as 5 by 20. 3 is to x can be written as 3 by x. So now rearrange. So 5 by 20, the ratio is equal to, we have 3 by x, cross multiply. So if I cross multiply, 5 into x is equal to 3 into 20. Further we need x. X is equal to 3 into 20. Transfer this into 5 to RHS, it will become divided by 5. Into 5 comes this and it will become divided by, 5 1s are 5 4s are. So you are left out with x is equal to 3 into 4. What is x? 3 4s are 12. They want you to find the value of x, and the value of x is what? 12. I hope all of you got this. I hope all of you got this. So 9, just let me write 5 is to 20 means 5 by 20, 3 is to x means 3 by x. Cross multiply, you'll get 5x is equal to 3 into 20. And x is equal to what? 3 into 20 by 5. 5 1s are 5 4s are, so 12. So x is equal to 12. We are done. Now let me summarize the problems what we have done. Today we started with simple 1 markers. And the first question, the basic is simple. In A is to B, A is antecedent and B is consequent. And the next question, question 2, we found out duplicate. How to find duplicate? A square is to B square. Then we find out comp and triplicate also. We have done a problem on triplicate. What is triplicate? What is triplicate, dear students? It is a cube is to b cube. We have also done problem on subduplicate. What is subduplicate? Subduplicate is root a is to root b, and we have also done problem on subtriplicate. What is subtriplicate? So subtriplicate is cube root of a is to cube root of b, and we have done compound ratio. So for a is to b and c is to d, compound ratio we have done. What is compound ratio? The compound ratio is just a by b, that is ac is to bd, a by b into c by d. If you do, that can be written as ac is to bd also you can write. And we have done problem on this. Now we found out unknown called x, and also we have done problem of subtriplicate. Yes, I have given. So duplicate, triplicate, subduplicate, subtriplicate, and we have also done inverse. So what is inverse? B is to a. For a is to b, inverse is what? B is to a. And finding unknown. And we have also done subduplicate, subtriplicate, duplicate, compound ratio, inverse, and comparison. Simple ratio in a is to b, a is antecedent, b is consequent. Inverse for a is to b is b is to a. And comparing problems, comparing salaries we have done. And duplicate means squaring, a square is to b square, triplicate a cube is to b cube. Subduplicate means root a is to root b, subtriplicate cube root a is to cube root b, and compound ratio means what? AC is to BD, or we say a by b into c by d. If you do, you'll get it. So finally we have done finding the unknown when the ratios are equal. So these are the standard and simple 1 mark questions which are most important. So I'll see you in my next session. Thanks for attending. We'll continue with some more problems. Thank you.